Boy, I am exhausted. I feel as though I've been flapping my wings for a couple thousand miles in this migration. But wait a minute, I'm not a bird. I'm a photographer. What I've been doing is photographing the birds at the lake here who have been migrating. There's some things here I haven't seen for a while, like a juvenile little blue heron. There's also a green heron here. There was a Cooper's hawk. There were a ton of mergansers. Yesterday there was a Tennessee warbler, and most of them have probably slipped my mind, because my mind is like that these days, kind of slippery. Anyway, I've been here for about 3 hours, and I was here for about 4 hours yesterday. I got some pretty cool stuff, I think. It's just that this migration is wearing me out. I think I have to go home and feed on something, get my energy back up. Mergansers gather by the thousands here at Lake Galena in Peace Valley Park in Bucks County. These were a group of all females, probably a family group of about a dozen. They were some of the first arrivals of the thousands that'll be here later in the winter. The white-tailed deer show up just about every day to view the migration themselves. It's as though they're happy to see the birds coming through or coming in for the winter. The great blue heron didn't much like it that the juvenile little blue heron had shown up to poach his territory. He walked towards him threateningly, while the little blue heron, juvenile, tried to act nonchalant, but eventually he got the heck out of there. I was having trouble finding warblers. Maybe it was the dry summer. We hadn't had rain in weeks. It was endless sunshine beating down on us. That was great for the shorebirds that were congregating at the lake. But the warblers were curiously absent. I had never seen a juvenile little blue heron that was so cooperative for my photography. The water level at the lake was very low from the drought, but this little guy knew he had to feed before moving on. He was doing so. A little green heron came in to join the feast. The mergansers still had plenty to say, and the Cooper's hawk was still waiting, looking down at them. He came in to grab one, but it flew away. The mergansers and the little blue heron resumed their feast and their sunning. The belted kingfisher looked down with his approval. The great blue heron was still king of the lake until this guy came along. I decided to leave the lake and walk into the woods looking for warblers. Funny, I was looking for birds and I found quiet and solitude, which I guess is what the birds were looking for too. They haven't disturbed me and I haven't disturbed them. I do wish I could get some beautiful photos of the fall warblers, but that's up to them. The woods were empty. I sat down on a bench by the stream and just settled into the peace and quiet. Well, I haven't seen one warbler. The only noise in the forest so far seems to be the crows. There's a squirrel climbing down a tree. I did see a deer. Not much else. My camera wouldn't focus on the deer. Anyway, this peace and quiet is fine. I think I'll settle for that for right now.